Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here today. I stand before you to share a message that challenges the conventional wisdom we often hear. Share your dreams. Tell people about your goals. Let the world know what you're doing. But today, I urge you to take a different path. I am here to tell you, never tell people what you do. Now, why would I say such a thing? Why would I advise keeping your plans, your aspirations, and even your work to yourself? After all, aren't we social beings who thrive on sharing and collaborating? Yes, we are. But there's something immensely powerful about silence, about letting your actions speak louder than words. You see, when we share our ambitions prematurely, something interesting happens. Our brain receives a small hit of satisfaction simply from talking about the goal. We feel a sense of accomplishment just by verbalizing it, as if we've already made progress. But that's a dangerous illusion, isn't it? The truth is, nothing has changed in reality. You haven't built that business, written that book, or achieved that personal transformation simply by telling people about it. Words are easy. Actions are hard. So why do people often fall into the trap of telling others about their dreams or plans? It's because we crave validation. We seek approval. We want to feel seen, heard, and understood. We want people to say, "Wow, that's amazing. You're going to be great." But my friends, external approval is fleeting. It's shallow. It doesn't fuel the hard work you need to put in to make your dreams a reality. In fact, it can create a false sense of progress that actually hinders your drive to get things done. Never telling people what you do doesn't mean you isolate yourself from the world. It doesn't mean you don't collaborate or seek help when needed. But it does mean you keep the core of your journey sacred, protected from the noise, distractions, and opinions of others. When you work in silence, without broadcasting your intentions, something magical happens. You remove the pressure of living up to others' expectations. You allow yourself the freedom to fail, to pivot, to experiment without the weight of judgment hanging over you. You can course correct without someone saying, "I thought you were doing this," or "Weren't you planning on that?" You create space for genuine, uninterrupted growth. Imagine the thrill of unveiling something you've been working on for months or years, something no one saw coming. People are amazed not because you talked about it endlessly, but because you delivered. Your success, your creation, your achievement stands as a testament to your discipline, your resilience, and your hard work. There's a quiet, steady power in doing things behind the scenes. In a world that's increasingly obsessed with social media, with instant gratification, and with the constant need to announce what we're doing, imagine the strength it takes to resist that urge. Imagine the focus you gain when you're not distracted by what people think about your progress or lack thereof. When you're not chasing applause or approval, you're free to chase excellence. Many of the world's most successful people didn't announce their plans to the world. They worked quietly, diligently, and with laser focus until the day their results spoke for themselves. Think of inventors, artists, and entrepreneurs who toiled away in obscurity until, one day, the world could no longer ignore the magnitude of their work. They let their actions and results do the talking. Now, let's talk about another aspect of this. When you don't tell people what you do, you avoid unnecessary negativity and skepticism. The truth is, not everyone will believe in your vision. Not everyone will support you, and that's okay. But by keeping your work to yourself, you shield your energy from naysayers. You protect your mental space from those who would cast doubt on your path, and you give yourself the room to fully believe in what you're doing. Doubt is a dangerous thing, my friends. It creeps in quietly and slowly erodes your confidence. When you allow too many opinions into your journey, you risk diluting your belief in yourself. Silence is not weakness. It's not passivity. In fact, it's the opposite. It's strength. It's control. It's the ability to focus all your energy on what matters, on the work itself. By not telling people what you do, you cultivate an inner drive, a self-sustained motivation that doesn't rely on external forces. Remember this: results are undeniable. They're irrefutable. When you achieve something significant, it speaks for itself. No one can argue with success. No one can take away what you've built, created, or accomplished through hard work. But when you talk about your plans without backing them up with action, all you have are words, and words can be questioned, dismissed, and forgotten. Imagine how much more powerful you will be when you stop seeking validation from others and start validating yourself through consistent, focused effort. Imagine how much more energy you'll have when you're not constantly explaining yourself, defending your dreams, or justifying your actions. All that energy can be redirected into your work, into refining your craft, into perfecting your skill, into reaching your goals. The next time you're tempted to share what you're working on, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I seeking validation, or am I truly focused on my journey? Am I talking about it because I want people to know, or because I need to hear myself say it? Silence is powerful because it forces you to rely on your own internal compass. It demands that you trust your own process. When you refrain from telling people what you do, you take control of your narrative. You no longer rely on external validation to feel motivated. Your ambition is fueled not by what others think, but by the burning desire within yourself. This internal motivation is far more powerful than anything external could ever provide. It's sustainable. It's resilient. It's rooted in your true purpose. By keeping your plans and projects to yourself, you reduce the risk of external criticism and unwanted advice. Everyone has an opinion, but not every opinion matters. By shielding your work from the noise of others, you keep your vision clear. You stay true to your course without being swayed by the doubts or skepticism of those who can't see your dream as clearly as you do. And here's an important truth. Not everyone deserves to know what you're working on. Not everyone will understand your mission, and that's okay. Some people will question you. Others might try to impose their limitations on you. By staying silent, you avoid the distractions that come from explaining or defending yourself to people who are not on your journey. When you stop telling people what you're working on, you also stop giving them the power to hold you accountable in a way that might not be productive. True accountability comes from within. When you're self-accountable, you push yourself harder. You don't rely on others to keep you in check. Instead, you rely on your own sense of responsibility, knowing that the only person you truly need to answer to is yourself. There's also a certain kind of magic in revealing your work only when it's ready. Imagine the impact of unveiling a finished product, a completed project, or a fully realized vision without having given anyone a clue about it beforehand. It's like a quiet storm that suddenly makes its presence known. People won't just be impressed. They'll be inspired by your ability to work in silence and let the results speak for themselves. This approach also helps you cultivate patience. When you're not rushing to tell the world what you're doing, you give yourself the time and space to develop your work fully. You're not under pressure to deliver on someone else's timeline. Instead, you move at your own pace, perfecting every detail until you're ready to share it with the world. And here's another powerful benefit. When you work in silence, you protect your energy. Talking about your plans can drain you, especially when people's reactions don't match your expectations. By keeping your goals to yourself, you conserve your energy for what truly matters, taking action. Every ounce of energy you would have spent explaining yourself can now be directed toward your work, your growth, and your success. Working quietly also allows you to experiment without fear. When no one knows what you're doing, you're free to try new things, to fail, and to learn without the judgment of others. You can pivot without having to explain why. You can adjust your course without anyone questioning whether you're still on track. This freedom is priceless because it gives you the space to grow, evolve, and perfect your craft without the pressure of external expectations. Another thing to consider is this. When you stop telling people what you do, you create an air of mystery around yourself. This mystery can be powerful. People will begin to wonder, what are they up to? What are they working on? What's coming next? This curiosity can work in your favor, building intrigue and anticipation for what you'll reveal when the time is right. Silence is also a sign of maturity. It shows that you're focused on the process, not the praise. It demonstrates that you understand the journey is more important than the destination. You're not chasing applause along the way. You're chasing mastery, and mastery requires patience, discipline, and, often, solitude. Moreover, when you don't tell people what you're doing, you maintain control over your narrative. Once you share your plans, you open yourself up to unsolicited feedback, critiques, and questions. But when you keep things to yourself, you write your own story, on your own terms, without interference. Now, this doesn't mean you should never seek help or advice. There will be moments when you need guidance from trusted mentors, partners, or collaborators. But choose these people wisely. Not everyone needs to know the full picture of what you're working on. Find those who truly understand your vision and can offer valuable insights without derailing your focus. Another benefit of keeping quiet is that you give yourself the space to surprise even yourself. When you're not constantly talking about your goals, you're free to evolve beyond what you originally imagined. Your vision can expand, and your ideas can grow without being confined by the expectations you set when you shared them prematurely. Think about this. When you don't tell people what you're doing, you eliminate the possibility of people stealing your ideas, copying your methods, or trying to compete with you. In silence, you protect your intellectual property, your creative process, and your unique path. You become the only person who knows your next move, and that's a powerful position to be in. You also cultivate a deeper sense of confidence. When you stop seeking validation from others, you learn to trust yourself. You build a relationship with your inner voice, and that voice becomes your strongest guide. Over time, you'll find that you no longer need to share your plans to feel validated, because you know, deep down, that you're on the right path. And there's something else to remember. Success is not a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, setbacks, and challenges. When you keep your journey private, you allow yourself to navigate those ups and downs without the pressure of performing for others. You give yourself the grace to fail, learn, and rise again, all in your own time. One of the most powerful reasons to never tell people what you do is that you build a habit of letting your actions do the talking. Actions are tangible. They're measurable. They carry weight. When you let your work speak for itself, it commands respect. People see the results, and they can't argue with them. Imagine the satisfaction of achieving something monumental and knowing that you did it on your own terms, in your own time, without the need for applause along the way. That kind of accomplishment is far more rewarding than any praise you could have received from simply talking about your plans. Ultimately, when you stop telling people what you do, you free yourself from the need for external validation. You become the sole driver of your journey. You set your goals, you do the work, and you reap the rewards. This autonomy is empowering. It's liberating. It allows you to move through life with a sense of purpose, knowing that your success is entirely in your hands. So, as you move forward in your journey, remember this: the less you say, the more you can do. Let your actions speak volumes. Let your results tell your story. And let your success be the loudest thing in the room. Keep your dreams close. Work hard. Stay focused. And when the time is right, let your success speak for itself. In this journey of life, remember that success is built in the shadows. It's built in the early mornings and late nights when no one is watching. It's built in the small, consistent actions that accumulate over time. It's built in the quiet, focused work that happens when you're not distracted by the noise of the world. So, my friends, let your work speak for itself. Let your results tell the story. Let your actions be the proof of your dedication, your discipline, and your determination. Never telling people what you do is not about secrecy. It's about sovereignty. It's about owning your journey and staying true to your path, free from the expectations and judgments of others. And one day, when you do reveal what you've been working on, when you finally step into the light, people won't just be impressed. They'll be in awe, because you didn't just talk about it. You lived it. You breathed it. You worked for it. And now, the world can see the undeniable truth of your success. So go forth, work in silence, and let your success make the noise. Thank you.